Hello, fellow lab rats, and happy Roniversary. To celebrate this day, I got you all a big, beautiful bouquet of bullshit. I encourage you to take that bullshit and smear it on every page of your 2020 calendar. Then what I want you to do is take your 2021 calendar and go ahead and smear some bullshit all over that too. Because we all know what the rest of 2021 is gonna look like. I mean, at this time last year, we were all in this together, and now we're literally reestablishing Jim Crow laws. And I'm not even being facetious. I'm actually seeing people champion the idea of vaccinated-only dining hours and completely anti-vaxxer-free establishments. Fun fact, did you know that 49% of the Canadian population does not want this vaccine? And that the population least likely to get it is black people? It's gonna be real interesting watching these critical race theory bleeding hearts deny service to 3/4 of the black population. You see, these people can't be trusted because their actions and opinions have no moral foundation. One minute they're crying about kids locked up in cages, and the next minute they're locking their own kids up in the basement. One minute they're chanting, "My body, my choice," and the next minute they're publicly shaming anyone who refuses to be a big pharma guinea pig. They've been programmed to regurgitate whatever meaningless political statement is trending at the time, as long as it fits neatly onto a blush pink Instagram highlight. These are the same people who are going to be cheering on your execution when daddy government tells them it's for the greater good. Hashtag culling the herd. And while these people celebrate the imaginary light at the end of the COVID tunnel, those of us with two aluminum-free brain cells to rub together are focused on the AstraZeneca vaccine. Several European countries have halted the administration of the AstraZeneca vaccine after reports of lethal blood clots. But don't worry about it, Canada won't be taking the same precautionary measures. I guess one death is one too many only applies to COVID and doesn't really apply to the COVID vaccine. Now, when Health Canada was probed about this issue, they responded the way they always do, by simply saying, the benefits outweigh the risks. To put it into layman's terms, benefits means money and risks means your death. Why do you think it is that Canada would dismiss these reports and refuse to do even as little as an investigation? Well, perhaps it has something to do with the Toronto Medical Officer of Health's bank account. Dr. Cruella de Vil's husband has financial ties to both AstraZeneca and Pfizer. Surprise, surprise. The Toronto Medical Officer of Health is profiting from 2 out of 3 of the toxic eggs in Canada's genocide basket. Is this a conflict of interest? And while we roll out millions of these AstraZeneca vaccines, there's another story circulating that hasn't garnered all that much attention. Not only are we currently preparing hospitals in Ontario for a third wave, we're also prepping for a much harsher lockdown than anything we've seen up until this point. Does anybody else find it odd that as we're rolling out the vaccine, we're simultaneously preparing for the worst of the pandemic? I mean, shouldn't we reasonably be expecting hospitalizations and infections to decline? Call me crazy, but it looks a lot to me like this third wave is gonna have a lot more to do with vaccine adverse reactions than a virus. Either that or the health authorities, who have been correct a total of 0 times, suddenly came down with a miraculous case of clairvoyance. Over the last few weeks, I've noticed a huge increase in the number of people who are no longer on board with the New World Order agenda. If that's you, I encourage you to start speaking up, because the precedent is about to be set. If the majority of people comply with medical tyranny, you can expect a future where the government can inject you at any time for anything they deem necessary.